Yes guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode number 32, and I am going to start off this episode with another apology similar to what happened in the Chelsea game. In the last episode, the file for the most recent recording actually did corrupt, and you can see the results there, so you won't see any of those games. But we did lose the first game against Fulham 5-1, we did lose the second game against Sunderland 5-2, so 10 goals conceded in those two games, and we did draw 1-1 against our former side, West Ham United, which does leave us currently 19th in the Premier League, around about 7 points away from safety. And we've got a big game coming up in the first game of this episode, and it is away from home against Leicester. Leicester currently sitting bottom of the league, but if they win this game they can overtake us and we will go bottom of the league as well. So a real big 6-pointer. Obviously we're coming up to January, we're coming up to the real crunch time of this season. We need to start getting some points on the board if we're being honest, otherwise the writing's going to be on the wall. Either we're going to lose our job or Brentford are going to be relegated. So we needed to get a big result here against Leicester City, but it was us who got off to a better start, and it's Dam's got the first opportunity and a really good finish from him 15 minutes into this game across the goalkeeper, and a really powerful strike with that right foot from Mikel Damsgaard to get his 6th goal of the season and give us an early 1-0 lead. But unfortunately it was Leicester who came on about 15 minutes later. It was Thomas, the youngster, who gets the ball on that left hand side, cuts in onto his right foot, and a really nice finish to be fair from the youngster into that top corner past Queven Kelleher to bring the scores to 1-1 half an hour into this game. And just a couple minutes later it was us who got another chance. Ball falls eventually to Burkhardt, falls eventually to Ouattara, but a good save from the Leicester goalkeeper to tip that one out for a corner kick. And then just before half-time, it was Leicester once again who got an opportunity. Tammy Abraham, who Leicester have got up front in this one, gets the ball, plays into El Khanous, and then fortunately for us, Queven Kelleher did manage to hold on to that chance and keep the scores at 1-1 going into half-time. But it was Leicester early on in the second half who got the best of the opportunities. Tammy Abraham once again with a good shot, but saved this time from Queven Kelleher. Looks to get the kick up and looks to start the attack quickly, but unfortunately miscontrolled by Tete, stolen off him by the Leicester defender. El Khanous picks the ball up in the middle of the park, plays it out to Joseph on that right hand side. He's got options, he finds Hamza Chowdhury on that right hand side. Hamza Chowdhury's got options, he decides to play it back into Joseph, who picks up ball again. Ball comes in, El Khanous with a shot, and a good save from Queven Kelleher down low to just deflect that one behind for a corner kick. And it is going to be that man El Khanous taking this corner. He plays it short into Thomas. Thomas turns the defender back onto his right foot, plays it in. Tammy Abraham tries to get the header, can't quite get it. Falls out to Hamza Chowdhury once again on the edge of the box, about 25 yards out of this point. Plays in Tammy Abraham, good turn from him, and a really good finish from the, I would say, former England striker, because obviously he doesn't get in the England team anymore, but a good player nonetheless, former Chelsea attacker. He's only his 7th game of the season, and it is his 2nd goal of the season, and brings Leicester's goal tally in this one to 2 as well. We did get an opportunity to come back. Damsgaard, the little man with a header, a rare header from him, but unfortunately rattles against crossbar, and then it was Leicester who got their chance to get their 3rd, and it is that man El Khanous, who he's been threatening all game to be fair, and he does get his first goal of the game in the middle of the box, no one around him, and an easy tap in to give Leicester that 2-goal lead and bring the scores to 3-1, his first goal of the season. And unfortunately it was just going to get worse from there to be fair. Leicester got another opportunity, it's Thomas once again, and a really nice bending shot to get his 2nd goal of the game, and Leicester's 4th of this game. And with only about 20-25 minutes left of this one, it was going to be one that was going to be really difficult to come back from. Obviously, as always, we'll always give it our best shot. It's only his 3rd appearance of the season, and he's already got his first 2 goals of the season here, so really good from Thomas for if you're a Leicester fan anyway, not obviously from a Brentford point of view. But we've got another opportunity, and it's Burkhardt who does get a goal for us, just across the goalkeeper. Nice finish from him, didn't have too many defenders around him, and he did manage to finish that one to cut the scoreline in half and bring the scores to 4-2. But it was Leicester once again who were looking like the more likely to score out of the two teams. A good chance there from Tammy Abraham once again, but a good save once again from Queven Kelleher. The corner coming in this time towards Martin, gets a header, and it falls to Joseph eventually. Really good shot to be fair from just inside the box, and he does make the scores at 5-2 to Leicester City. And like I say, this was a massive game for us. Leicester obviously 20th at this point, and we were obviously sitting in 19th, and it was basically going to be a case of whoever didn't win this game was probably the most likely to be going down at the end of the season. We got an opportunity to get one back there, but unfortunately a good save from Ouattara's shot. And then as the game drew to a close, it's Samari who picks the ball up here, plays in Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham gets a chance for another one from himself, couldn't quite get it, and the follow-up shot couldn't quite hit the back of the net. So the scores did end 5-2, and that could be a massive result come the end of the season. We've got some Bad news, I suppose, at the end of that one, the young goalkeeper Awoke was unsettled in the youth academy, so we didn't want to lose him. 62 rated, potential between 80 and 86. We did decide to keep him happy and promote him to the senior team. Obviously, he's not going to get too much game time, and he's definitely not going to be starting this game, which is our next game of the episode, and it is at home this time against Nottingham Forest. A good Nottingham Forest side, but maybe not as good as they have been in previous years. And after that loss against Leicester City, we knew that this was one. We say this every game. Every game's important now. Every game's a 6-pointer for us. But we knew more than anything this one was all about bouncing back from that big loss against Leicester City and hopefully getting some sort of result out of this one. Whether it's a point, whether it's 3 points, we'll take anything at this stage, to be totally honest with you. But like I say, we knew Forest was going to be a difficult game, but it was us who got off to the best chance. This is just 2 minutes into this one. Damsgaard picks the ball up, gets through, plays it across, and it's a good header, to be fair, from Tete. But unfortunately, Matt Sells was there to push that one behind for a corner kick. Then Nottingham Forest got their first opportunity. It's Brahim Diaz, who they bought in from Real Madrid, and a really nice finish, to be fair, in off the underside of the crossbar. Them ones always look good, and he does give Nottingham Forest the early lead. Just 6 minutes into this game, his first goal of the season, and unfortunately, we do go 1-0 down once again, and we will have to fight back to get anything from this game. We did get a chance from Atara, obviously playing up front alongside Burkhardt, but unfortunately just wide of a post from him. And then from resulting corner, Matt Sells, not from resulting corner, from resulting goal kick, Matt Sells kicks it long. We do manage to win the header from Sarno, plays it into Tete on that left foot of his, plays into Mikael Damsgaard, looks to find Tete again. Tete finds Burkhardt, and a good finish from Burkhardt, to be fair. So pouncing on that mistake from that goal kick from Matt Sells, and we do bring the scores to 1-1. Burkhardt's got 11 goals this season, and he has got his first of this game to bring the scores level. And then we did have some momentum after that, and it's a good ball through into Django Atara, through on goal, no defenders really around him, and a really nice finish. He does get challenged right at the end, but fortunately he'd already taken the shot, and that was already whistling past Matt Sells in the Nottingham Forest goal, and we did take a 2-1 lead. Atara's 4th goal of the season. He's looking really good, to be fair, since we started him up front alongside Jonathan Burkhardt. With his pace and his finishing, he's looking like he could be a crucial player in this second half of this season, so fair play to him, and a good goal to put us into the lead on this one. But Forest with a team that are really pushing at this point. Obviously they are 2-1 down at this stage, so we knew they were going to come strong at us. It's Dan Ndoye finds Morgan Gibbs-White on that left hand side. He manages to beat the defender Vandenberg, plays it in, but a really good point blank save from Queven Kelleher from that chance to keep the scores at 2-1. And then about 10 minutes before the half-time break, it's Burkhardt down this right hand side, plays it across goal, falls to Bangula, but unfortunately Sells planted himself well in the middle of a goal, and the shot was straight at him, and an easy save in the end for Matt Sells. So we did go into half-time break with that 2-1 lead. Now the second half was all about just keeping this lead. Sangare tries on from range, but fortunately Kelleher was there just to get a fingertip on that one to push it behind for a corner kick and not get beaten over the top of his head. The corner comes in, it's Murata who tries to get the closest to it. We try and get the break here. Unfortunately, we do get tackled, and Ndoye picks the ball up on this left-hand side. He's got options. He decides to turn his man, gets the ball into Kalimuendo. Really nice shot from Kalimuendo, but not quite to the side enough, and Queven Kelleher with another good save to keep the scores at 2-1. And then it's Gibbs-White this time on the right-hand side, gets past his defender, but another good save from the Irish goalkeeper to keep the scores at 2-1. We did get the odd opportunity. Obviously, our main thing here was obviously all about defending, but we were still getting some opportunities on the break. Sarno with a good chance here, and a good shot from range, to be fair, but well dived down to his right hand side from Matt Sells to push it on behind for a corner. Atara looks to play this one short into Mikael Damsgaard. Plays it back to Atara. Atara plays it back into Damsgaard, beats his man, gets the ball across, and a good shot from Vandenberg, but unfortunately saved down low once again from Matt Sells. And in a substitution time, Atara and Damsgaard coming off for Vlahovic and Fabio Carvalho, just to give us some fresh legs. Obviously, the last 15 minutes just trying to see out this game and get the victory, so some fresh legs will definitely be needed in order to do that. But unfortunately, a loose pass there from the defender finds its way eventually to Kalimuendo, and a really nice finish, to be fair. Powerful shot into that near post from Kalimuendo, and unfortunately it was our own error from a defensive pass to bring the scores to 2-2, and looks like we potentially will only get a point from this game rather than all three. But obviously we wanted that point rather than none. They do get a really good chance at the end there, similar to that goal that they scored, but luckily just wide of the post. And we did get some messages. Damsgaard not happy in terms of, well, he thought he was going to be replaced. We've been playing Fabio Carvalho a little bit more, so he's just appreciative for obviously the game time. And then the youngster Aoki, happy to be promoted to the senior team and happy to be in and around that environment. But we do go into the third and final game of the episode, and it is away from home. Another big one, to be fair, probably the biggest one of the episode, and it is away at St James's Park against Newcastle United. And I will be honest for this one, This game, similar to what I said about the start of the episode, with the whole of the last episode cutting out and not being able to record those 3 games, this game does cut out just after half time, I believe it is. So we've got the highlights from the first half, and then towards the end of the episode I'll show you where this result leaves us and what the scoreline was in this one. But Newcastle got off to a really good start, to be fair. Straight from kick-off, the ball finds itself down that right hand side to Elanga, finds itself to Bruno Guimaraes in the end, plays it forward to Joe Linton, a ball in, and a really nice finish, to be fair, to put Newcastle 1-0 up with just under 2 minutes on the clock, to be fair. And it's the Frenchman Marcus Thuram who was there to finish that one. As I say, really fast pace from Newcastle to get that goal, and it didn't take them long to keep the attacks going. And it's Marcus Thuram who gets his second goal of the game in just 6 minutes of this one and gives Newcastle a 2-0 lead at home. And this was going to be an absolutely shocking game for us. We knew being 2-0 down against a team like Newcastle, with players they've got, of how difficult this one was going to be, and it proved to be just that. Bruno Guimaraes gets a chance there, but fortunately just saved by Queven Kelleher. We did manage to get it clear in the end, but unfortunately Newcastle did win the ball back as Joe Linton, who picks the ball up again in the middle of the park, beats his man, gets the ball out to Elanga, finds its way eventually to Bruno Guimaraes, looks to get to the defender, can't quite get there. Thuram gets a shot, but fortunately couldn't get his hat-trick and puts it wide of the post. But like I say, that is where the footage did corrupt, but unfortunately you'll see the result here, and it's not a healthy one. And I wouldn't show you this if I didn't have to. We did lose this game 7-1, unfortunately, which is the biggest defeat of the season so far. But it is going to bring the episode to an end. Make sure you stick around for the next one. All the footage is there. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next one.